The Business Model in Context of Business Strategy by Johannes Christian Gaedicke. Imagine stepping into the complex world of corporate strategy where two powerful concepts often clash: traditional business strategy and the newer business model thinking. This is where our story begins, with a master's thesis that sought to bridge these two worlds. The central narrative follows the journey of integrating established strategy theory with the evolving business model concept to create a more effective framework for organizational decision-making. The tale opens by setting the stage in the modern business landscape, where confusion reigns. For decades, business strategy has been the cornerstone of management science, with roots tracing back to military planning and evolving through various schools of thought. Yet despite its long history, strategy remains poorly defined, with researchers and practitioners alike struggling to agree on what it truly encompasses. Just when this confusion reached its peak, a new player emerged in the 1990s, the business model concept, born from the internet revolution and the rise of e-commerce. The rise of business models. Our protagonist, the business model, entered the scene promising to address what traditional strategies seemed to miss: a customer-centric focus, value creation clarity, and adaptability to fast-changing markets. But this newcomer brought its own problems. Like strategy before it, the business model concept suffered from vague definitions, unclear components, and uncertain boundaries. Some organizations began replacing strategy entirely with business model thinking, while academics warned this could lead ventures to failure. The conflict between these two approaches created a fundamental dilemma for organizations. Traditional strategy offered tools for competitive analysis and resource management, but seemed increasingly disconnected from the realities of the digital economy. Business models promised relevance and customer focus, but lacked the theoretical grounding to ensure sustainable advantage. Organizations found themselves caught between two incomplete approaches, neither sufficient on its own. The turning point in our story comes with a realization. These aren't competing concepts, but complementary ones. Like two pieces of a puzzle, strategy and business models fit together to form a complete picture of organizational success. Strategy provides the what and why, the analysis of competitive position, resource allocation, and long-term direction. Business models provide the how, the visualization of value creation, customer relationships, and revenue mechanisms. Together, they create a powerful framework for organizational decision-making. 3 perspectives on strategy. The narrative then delves into the rich history of strategy theory, taking us on a journey through 3 major perspectives. First, we encounter the industrial organization view, pioneered by Michael Porter, which looks outward at industry forces and competitive positioning. This perspective teaches organizations to analyze their environment through frameworks like the 5 forces model and to position themselves through generic strategies of cost leadership, differentiation, or focus. Next, we explore the resource-based view, which turns the lens inward to examine a company's unique resources and capabilities. Here, the story emphasizes that sustainable advantage comes not just from market position, but from valuable, rare, and difficult to imitate internal assets. This perspective reminds us that what happens inside an organization matters as much as what happens outside it. Finally, we consider the strategy process perspective, which focuses on how strategy actually forms within organizations over time. This view introduces the concept of emergent strategy, the idea that strategy isn't always deliberately planned, but often evolves through patterns of decisions and actions. It acknowledges the human element in strategy making, including cognitive limitations, organizational politics, and cultural influences. The evolution of business models. Parallel to this strategy narrative runs the story of business model development. We learn how spreadsheet software in the 1980s gave birth to the concept, allowing entrepreneurs to model every aspect of their business financially. As the concept evolved, it expanded beyond numbers to encompass value propositions, customer relationships, and partner networks. Various thinkers contributed pieces to the puzzle, some focusing on activity systems, others on value networks, and still others on revenue architectures. An integrated framework. The climax of our story arrives with the proposal of an integrated framework that brings these threads together. This framework presents strategy making as a 4-phase process. It begins with strategic position analysis, where organizations examine both external environments and internal capabilities using tools from both the industrial organization and resource-based view perspectives. This foundation acknowledges that organizations must understand both their market context and their unique strengths. From this analysis emerge strategic choices, decisions about mission and vision, value propositions, competitive positioning, growth directions, and financial considerations. Here, the framework helps organizations translate analysis into concrete decisions, ensuring alignment between what the environment allows and what the organization can deliver. The third phase introduces the business model as a crucial bridge between strategy and implementation. This isn't a replacement for strategy, but a tool for visualizing, testing, and communicating strategic choices. The proposed business model framework incorporates 4 key dimensions: value proposition, what value is offered to whom; value infrastructure, what resources and capabilities deliver this value; value network, how partners and relationships enable value creation; and value finance, how costs and revenues are structured. Finally, the framework acknowledges the need for strategic fit and dynamics, recognizing that strategy isn't a one-time exercise, but requires constant realignment as internal and external conditions change. This dynamic perspective ensures the framework remains relevant in fast-changing markets. Practical application. To test this integrated approach, our story follows its application to a real high-tech startup called Ries Technologies. The narrative describes how the framework helped transform Ries' fragmented strategic thinking into a comprehensive strategy. Where previously the company had unconnected ideas about products and markets, the framework provided structure for analyzing their position, making coherent choices, and visualizing their business model. The application revealed several insights. First, it demonstrated that business models could serve as powerful communication tools, making strategy understandable across organizational levels. Second, it showed how business models could trigger valuable feedback loops, where visualizing strategy revealed gaps and inconsistencies that needed addressing. Third, it proved that the integration of strategy and business model thinking could produce more robust decisions than either approach alone. Empirical testing through interviews with potential customers and industry experts confirmed the practical value of this integrated approach. The new strategy developed using the framework proved more aligned with market needs and organizational capabilities than previous approaches. Conclusion and key themes. As our story concludes, several key themes emerge. The business model concept isn't separate from strategy, but an essential component of it, a tool for making strategy tangible and actionable. Strategy and business models complement each other, with strategy focusing on competitive advantage and business models focusing on value creation and capture. An integrated approach provides organizations with both the analytical rigor of traditional strategy and the practical relevance of business model thinking. The implications extend to both theory and practice. For researchers, the framework offers a way to bridge fragmented strategy literature and evolving business model concepts. For practitioners, it provides a structured yet flexible approach to strategy making that works in today's fast-paced business environment. The story ends with reflections on limitations and future directions. Like any framework, this integrated approach requires validation across different contexts and industries. It represents not an endpoint, but a step in the ongoing evolution of strategic thinking, an evolution that must continue as business environments keep changing. Throughout this narrative, we see how the integration of strategy and business models addresses fundamental challenges in modern management. It helps organizations navigate complexity by providing both analytical depth and practical clarity. It bridges the gap between long-term positioning and day-to-day operations. And most importantly, it offers a pathway for organizations to achieve both competitive advantage and customer value, the twin pillars of sustainable success in today's business world. The journey from confusion to integration, from conflict to complementarity, reveals a fundamental truth about organizational success. It requires both the big-picture perspective of strategy and the operational clarity of business models. Like a navigator who needs both a map and a compass, organizations need both strategy and business models to find their way in complex competitive landscapes. This integrated framework provides both tools in one coherent system, offering a more complete approach to the eternal challenge of creating and sustaining organizational success.